Hello, hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Hi, yes.
Yeah. Hi, Shweta,
Hello.
Mr. Anup. Okay. So let me just check. Okay. So we'll start with a small meditation for some time. Can you hear me? Anup, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, Floyd. Thanks.
Okay, good. Rohan, hi. Yeah, so those of you who are comfortable can start the camera because just looking at the names, it's not much motivation to talk to human beings. So yeah, hi Rohan. Yeah. So let's start with a short sort of meditation, contemplation, and then we'll move to the discussion. Okay. So in this contemplation, we'll see last week, last Sunday, or maybe few days back, if you don't remember too much, then last week, what is it that I did not plan, but something that happened, something important in the whole week, something unexpected in the last whole week, which you did not plan for. Maybe good, maybe bad. We're not going to judge that. So we just contemplate and think about it. What is it that happened in the last 1 week, which was unexpected? I'm sure at least two or three unexpected things could have happened in your life. So maybe you can just think about it or note it down or make a mental note. And see how you felt when these unexpected events happened in your life. Could be anything, could be small, could be big, but something that you did not plan. When I say you did not plan, it means you didn't decide when it will happen. You did not decide how it will happen, when it will happen, and it just happened. Now reduce this time frame to since yesterday, so now it's around 4:30 p.m. here. So 24 hours. Last 24 hours. What are the things that happened which you did not plan? Maybe you can write them down, maybe you can make a mental note, whatever it is. So this is a contemplation, it's not a meditation. So it is also called as personal investigation. And over the course of next few days, if you feel like, I would suggest that you test this kind of personal investigation. And you see every day, what are the things you planned? What are the things you didn't plan? What happened during your day? And in the course of time, this investigation will reveal its findings, whatever it is. Okay, so slowly we can come back. Okay, very good. So let me just, yeah. So these sessions are intended to share what I've been exploring for the last 20 years, traveling all over India, traveling all over the world in some sense, and trying to see what is it that is the essence of this life, or finding some kind of meaning or whatever it was. So whatever you ask, based on that, I will share the pointers that I received along my journey. It doesn't have to be something, uh, they could be small things, but they could be very useful in some way for some of you. And listening to this also is kind of very powerful. So the questions can be about anything about life, anything that deals with life, where you feel maybe uncomfortable for some reason, or anything you want to discuss or share about spirituality, about love, about relationships, about career, about anything, health, and could be personal sharing, could be a theoretical question about something that's bothering you, whatever it is. So, uh, uh, yeah, so anyone who wants to ask, please go ahead. So, Rohan, you want to ask? Because all our Indian scriptures are based on conversation. You know? So it said that a fool speaks only without being asked to speak. You know? So asking questions is not considered a sign of ignorance in our tradition, in our Indian background, but answering or giving advice without being asked for it is considered foolishness. You know? And now in the world, it has sort of reversed. Everyone is pouring their advice, but no one wants to learn or ask questions, something like that. Yeah. So, Shweta, Rohan, Anup, you want to ask something? Mittal, Ratnam, please go ahead. Otherwise, we can end the call. Yeah, Rohan, tell me, how are you?
So I think this exploration which you asked today was an interesting question. Actually, I, the, I can share a little bit about that. I don't yet have a fully formulated question in my mind. I thought more was going to be you were going to share a little bit about your journey so far and your exploration.
I will, but in the context of what you guys want from me, because it should be about you, not me, you know.
Oh, that way, okay. Well, in that context, I have a lot of questions to ask. I would like to know more about your journey, how it began for you. But before that, I can start with actually talking about this meditation which you did right at the beginning, where you said to just feel within and to see something which was unexpected.
No, not feel within. I said within the last week, the
Within the
events.
last one, and within the last one
Yeah.
day to see something that was unexpected and that it happened.
Hmm.
And, that, and there was something actually yesterday which happened which was kind of unexpected.
Hmm.
And it's very interesting. I actually thought it would really, really disturb me, and it has somewhat disturbed me, not disturbed me that much. And I'm also surprised that it has not disturbed me that much this time. And I was just observing why in this meditation, and I'm just noticing that probably this would be an interesting question to ask you about. And maybe it's just I'm noticing that maybe maybe the level of disturbing you is directly proportionate to how much your mind is clinging to wanting it to be in a certain way.
Hmm.
And if you can just see that, okay, this is something just the way it is,
Hmm.
without and just allow it to be the way it is, even though if it is disturbing, it disturbs it, but it's just a little less in proportion to that. I know this sounds very abstract when I'm saying, and I don't want to go into too many details, but do you want to speak something on that? But more than that, I was really looking forward from your sharing to hearing about your journey so far
Yeah, yeah.
in to
Hmm.
tell about when it began for you, what were the questions, and what has been your broad trajectory so far.
Yeah.
That is something I would really.
We'll talk about it. And see what you said, there's a joke about a Zen monk. So the student goes to the Zen monk and asks him, uh, can I use email? And he says, yes, definitely you can use emails, but no attachments. You know? So I think the new generation will not understand this joke. People who are less than 20 may not understand also because they've never seen email. And they may not use email in future. But yeah, mind clinging. Yeah, maybe if I had more information about the event, I would be able to say better. But mind clinging to anything is, yeah, that is going to make it worse. You know. So all our traditions, I met people from the Bhakti Marg in Vrindavan, in Himalayas. Then I met people from the Advaita, the non-duality path. So all of them say that ultimate idea is you bring your focus on something higher or something beyond you, beyond this limited you.
Hmm.
And there's a story by Neem Karoli Baba, and I think also Ramana Maharshi told it, that the waves, so these spiritual masters who I meet, they tell these kind of things. And one of the things was the waves in the ocean are all, they think they are individual, all the waves. So the waves in Goa think they are individual. The waves in Hawaii think they are separate. The waves in
Hmm.
Thailand think they are separate. But all the waves are one. And the waves, uh, sometimes they get disappointed. No tourists in Goa. We are just coming up, and so then they compare themselves with each other. One wave is smaller than the other, so he thinks I'm the bigger one. You are the bigger one. You are the smaller one. And eventually, the wave realizes that they themselves are the ocean. So it's like all this while the fish thinks they are outside the water, but they are in the water, in the ocean,
Hmm.
but they never realize it. So essentially, yeah, whatever is rising is the waves. You know? So, and then with time, we step back, or if we are, into some kind of awareness, we step back from it and then we sort of disconnect, or not, we don't disconnect, but we just step back and see that, we are the depth of the ocean. And different people have different ways to do it. So it doesn't matter, what is your way to come into the background. So that is what Ramana Maharshi used to say, I think Gandhi wrote a letter to him. I'm not sure who wrote a letter, but I think Gandhi wrote a letter that we are part of the freedom struggle. So why don't you join? Why don't you support us? Aurobindo is also supporting us. So Ramana Maharshi apparently commented. I don't think he replied that to Gandhi. Maybe he was not that rude. But he said that, when two characters are fighting on the screen, Do we go and join the fight, or do we try to stop them? Yeah. But anyway, Ron, you've not told me what it is, so it's like, just vague. So anyway, people are leaving now. So if anyone has like concrete questions, we'll take up something which is, because if I don't know what is being talked about, then I have to only guess, you know.
So, Floyd, I have a question is that,
Hmm.
like you mentioned just now, that we, we are like a fish looking for the water, but we are already in the
Yeah.
ocean, right? Now, how it's a fact. We all do feel like that, right? That how to realize that we are already in the water
Hmm.
that we are looking for. Is there any special technique? Because, you know, the perceiver is the perceived, and uh, whatever all we have been listening to for in so many discussions and read about it in so many books. But how do we realize that we already are in the water that we are looking for? Because it becomes very difficult sometimes. It's very simple, but the mind is so complex, it's not able to perceive that.
Yeah. So that's what, no, the one who is trying to perceive itself is the problem. The struggle to perceive. So that's why what I said last time was about dropping the seeking. Because the one who is seeking is creating the problem.
Correct.
So we think I will do a spiritual practice to get enlightenment. So again, the mind is trying to achieve freedom from the mind, and that can never happen. So when you sit back, when you relax, things start moving. Things start not moving as such, but things start just coming back because you're already that. So if you
Correct.
once you've seen the emperor without the clothes, you're never going to even when he's wearing clothes, you will know, that he's naked under the clothes.
Hmm.
It's something like that.
Well,
So the essential thing is dropping the seeking. So dropping
That's
the
right.
seeking, that incessant need with the mind to get it. Because this is a limited mind. The mind is limited. It's a wave, and the wave is the ocean, but the wave cannot know the entire ocean because the wave is limited. So let's say you were born in 1947. Let's say I'm not presuming you're that old, but just for the sake of example, before 1947, Anoop did not exist. And let's say after 2000, blah blah blah, whatever year, Anoop will not exist. So before date of birth, manufacturing date, expiry date. Before and after, this appearance was not there, called as Anoop.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
so is it permanent? It's not permanent. It's not eternal. It's something which appears like a wave.
Correct. Well said. Yeah.
So that is why the wave cannot know the nature of the ocean, though it is the ocean. So intellectually, it cannot know with the limited mind. Because limited mind, living in a certain place, okay, traveling a little bit, meeting few people, but it cannot meet the entirety of existence, of experience, the entirety of the vastness of the universe. So it's
Okay.
a very, so that is what I have learned from, the different teachers, spiritual masters who I've met. And this is more in the non-dualistic thing. And then you
Hmm.
have to also sort of, but if you ask something concrete, I'll be able to answer, like like something which is where a certain area where you cannot see, or let's say your family cannot see this, water in the ocean.
No, I think you've answered my question very well. Thanks for that. I think I got it. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah, good. See, all these things in Bhakti, Advaita, what we do is we focus on something that is before us, because us is this limited identity with conditioning,
Hmm.
you know. So it is limited, it is with a certain amount of conditioning.
Hmm.
So, so the sum, Anup is the sum total of his genetic conditioning passed on through his DNA and the conditioning given by his parents, social conditioning, the surroundings. So these two types of conditionings are there. So based on this, Anup will make all his decisions in life. So does he really have free will? That's the question. Because it's the conditioning, the program which has decided what he's doing. But the same Anup will say, oh, I established this, I did this, I did that. But it's the conditioning, the program, which has led to that, you know? And a slight tweak in that conditioning, then it is different. So a slight tweak in the conditioning, there's a difference between Anil Ambani and Mukesh Ambani. But both are brothers. You know, so the program is somewhere different for Anil Ambani. For something changed in that. Some new factors came and it changed. So that's his thing. And what Rohan said earlier also is very interesting. He said unexpected thing, only one thing happened in a week, but actually a lot of things happened.
No, lots happened. No, one major thing stuck out.
Hmm.
Actually, I also, even on this dropping the seeking, I also have an alternative. I have a, but for me, it's a little bit more paradoxical, the perspective which I have on it. I heard, for me, I feel that it is, uh, it's not as simple as dropping the seeking. I think it's like you can't find it by seeking, but what some Sufi person said that you can't find it by seeking, but without seeking, you can't find it. So it's like it's both are there that you can't find it by seeking, but without seeking, you can't find it also
So the
because
question is who is
the,
the question is who is seeking? Because again, if
yeah,
mind, if the wave tries to know the ocean,
yeah,
it cannot know the ocean intellectually,
yeah,
but experientially it is the ocean.
yeah.
So that is the, it is a little complicated. So that's what seeking, drop the seeking. That's what I clarified. I met one person called Girdharji in Tiruvannamalai. So his wife was also a mystic, and they were a couple which was quite evolved, and they lived in the style of Ramakrishna Paramhans and Sharda Mata. They lived in that style, like they were married, but apparently there was no, physical conjugal relationship, something like that. And but they were very smart, and they were CAs from Hyderabad, and they came to Tiruvannamalai. They even lived on the streets, you know, and they did their tapasya, whatever they had to do. And ultimately, I think the wife, Radhama, she left the body 7, 8 years back. But I was surprised to see he was there. And then he has a house, he has a temple inside the house. So I was talking with him. I said, you told me last time, drop the seeking. So does that mean one should, and he said, of course, he said, drop the seeking. If meditation comes, enjoy the meditation. If bhakti comes, you enjoy the bhakti. Whatever comes and you enjoy it, do it.
Hmm.
But don't do it with the expectation or that thing that, I will get something out of it.
Hmm.
That is where the problem arises, that I will get something out of this. So it is like an investment, that something I should get. So that will never happen. So if that is the expectation, you're always going to be tense. So you cannot meditate. It's like performance pressure.
Hmm.
You go to bed with a beautiful woman, you cannot perform because you are always tense about what it will look like, what will happen, will she be happy, things like that. So it's performance pressure. So that is there. And then I said to myself, last few days, I was asking myself that the mind is so tricky, it will start off saying that I will do meditation without expectation. It will start off like that. But once it's done for a certain period, let's say 3 months, 4 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, it will say, oh, I did so much and I didn't get anything. It's like in the relationship, we say, oh, baby, you can have full freedom, you enjoy, you go do whatever you like. I don't have any possessiveness about you. But then after a few months, you say, oh, I did so much for you. You were just going out and enjoying with your friends. So mind is that banya, that lala sitting here. He always calculates. The mind is very calculative. It always calculates. It always will try to get a hold of things. So then I said, what is the way to this? So I was talking to someone, a non-duality teacher called Paul Hederman. So he gave me a very interesting pointer. He said, yes, the mind will do that. So you step back and you say that I'm not even deciding this. It's not for me to decide also that I will do meditation without expectation. You step back from that. You step back from that role of even deciding that and controlling that. It's just happening. Things are just happening. So the aim of the personal investigation, which was given by Ramesh Balsekar, was that you try to find out how much of your life is governed by the cosmic wish, by the cosmic law, and how much is actually your doing. And most of the things, I ask people who are in their 70s, 80s, and I ask them how much of your life went as per plan. And they said that no, most of it did not actually. Very little was my thing. So the whole thing is that sense of doership, that I have to do, I have to achieve something, that puts the cart before the horse. But actually, the cart is never before the house. We are just sitting facing the other side. It's a matter of just not even turning, just realizing that. The turning will just happen. Once you realize you're sitting facing the other side, turning will just happen. Yeah, so that is very interesting. It's like there's a story of Ramana Maharshi. He talks about a woman who lost her necklace. Ratnam, you know the story?
Yeah, I know the story.
What is it? Tell us. Let's see if you know the correct version.
No, see, wearing the necklace, she's searching for the necklace, not realizing it's in her neck. That's a simple thing. Okay, well, I'll ask you one question on this related thing. Okay, we're not seeking, but what about dispelling ignorance? See, the scriptures talk of ignorance, and ignorance will not go away just by keeping quiet.
Yeah, ignorance is that the horse is in front of the cart, you are turned backwards. That is the ignorance. The wave is bouncing up and down, comparing itself with the other waves, and it doesn't know it's the ocean. The fish is in the sea. So these are all analogies. So that itself is the ignorance. So there is no need to become present. But meditation, spiritual practices, spiritual organizations, spiritual gurus, I don't have anything against them, but what they essentially do is that you can get it. You are doing it. So it is like I am using the mind to get rid of the mind. So that is a little bit tricky, but it may be required for some people. So it's not wrong if you're doing spiritual practices. But first of all, one thing is you should enjoy doing it. And secondly, that obsession should not be there to get somewhere. So dispelling ignorance, this is the primary ignorance, that we think we are the doers.
Yeah, how do you dispel that? By observing that life is happening.
No,
If you
that is
constantly observe, that ignorance will be dispelled. That is my experience. Now I feel more and more life is happening,
yeah.
and the I am is not doing anything. It's a question of just observation. It's not any great spiritual practice. Every day you observe what's happening. You'll see thinking is happening, understanding is happening, now listening is happening, speaking is happening. You're not doing anything. It's very simple if you just focus on it a little bit. Walking is happening, your digestion is happening. Most 99% is happening.
Yeah, everything is happening.
Say Rohan is smiling, that is also happening. He's keeping his hand like this, that is also happening. He didn't decide all these things. We don't decide what we do most of the time. 99% of the time we don't decide. So if you observe that, the sense of doership definitely comes down, in my experience.
Yeah, because we are the sum total of, conditioning. So the conditioning itself drives program. The program in your computer, the computer doesn't do anything actually. And in fact, the parts which you touch, like the laptop or even your phone, what you touch is not the computer. The processor is inside, which does the actual thing.
Conditioning is happening, but also you have to observe.
No,
You see,
conditioning is there.
Conditioning is happening, so everything is happening.
Yeah. Conditioning
But then,
is there deep down for this organ.
the problem is, if you think like this, then you will feel you're not in control of your life. That becomes a problem.
Yeah, that's why
Everything.
somebody jokingly said, first earn a lot of money, then get into Advaita. Which Ratnam has done, I think. So he's the only one who started. We are on sticky ground.
It's a rich man's game, eh? See, but tell me one thing, I'll ask you one thing. The process of evolution, you see animals. Who's running the life of animals? Life is running. There's no individual ego, there's no decision making, there's no choice there. Are you saying that God suddenly came one fine morning and told all human beings, oh, you run your life? We are still animals. Life is running us also even now.
Yeah.
90% life is running, all instinct. See, our urges, they happen to you. Your anger, suddenly it erupts. Your desires come. Your wishes come automatically. You're not thinking and making it happen. It's a simple observation.
Even the thought arises, even the origin of the thought is unknown.
Exactly.
Right, like Anup will look up and he will do many things, but actually the thought arising inside him, it just arises, It's not like by doing a certain action, the thought comes inside him. It just comes. So
we are on autopilot. We are on autopilot, basically.
Yeah. So everything is running, but that's the premise. But that realization doesn't come when someone says, something rude, let's say. So then that conditioning will still come into play, and I think it has to come into play. Otherwise, people will just trample on you and things like that. But I was telling a friend of mine that he was talking about capitalism and all these things. And people are scared of having children because they think that the children will not have a secure future in this world. So I told him an example and I said that's not how things work. It is because they are very secure, they don't want to have children. Because wanting to have children is a survival urge. When you are in survival mode, you produce more offspring. So I told him the story. There was there's a street outside my house, and when we were young, people used to sit and sell pots. They used to make pots and sell on the street, mud pots. So that family, it was only one man staying there. Then we went in 6 months. He was joined by a wife. With that wife, within 1 year, he had one child. Then he married another one before the second child was born. And he had another child being conceived. So we were looking at this entire, timeline. So at the end of 5 years, he had 5 wives and 10 children, something like that. Maybe mathematically, I'm not right, but something we saw, this whole group. So it had from a one man, it became a couple, and in no time it became a family, in no time it became a tribe. And they were just sitting on the street, selling pots and living there. And a toilet, everything, they used to go and do it at the fields. Of course, now it has stopped. But, so that was a survival urge because they were out there on the streets, exposed to the elements. So they had to do these things for survival. Like I met this Naga Sadhu. So he said, our favorite word is, it's a Hindi gali. So he said, this is our favorite word whenever someone meets. Because he said, we want, that people, unnecessary, unwanted people should not come to us. We want to preserve our energy. So we use abusive language and we look repulsive and we sort of avoid these kind of people. Unnecessary hulam and ask and bother us. So we drive them away. So that is again part of survival. And UG Krishnamurti used to say the same thing. I met someone from Canada. He was with UG Krishnamurti. He was staying with UG Krishnamurti in Tiruvannamalai. So he said that, UG Krishnamurti would say, you will never, whatever enlightenment or whatever achievement attainment people get through meditation, spiritual practice, it is an accident or a mistake. It just happens that they are doing a practice and it happens for them. So my friend said to him that it looks like these mistakes happen more if someone is in a spiritual practice. He said, he just laughed and he said that no, nothing can actually give you this attainment of enlightenment or self-realization. No one can give. And he said, you live happily, you make money, live a happy life, enjoy your life. He even made a song, Krishnamurti, that money is, a long, big song about money. Money is honey, money is sweet, lot of things. So yeah, I think as you walk on this path for a long time, initially first 5 years, 10 years, I would have not listened also if someone told me this, that, oh, your spiritual practice is not going to give anything. Of course, initially I started off not expecting anything from the practice. It was just giving me, I was enjoying doing it. But in between, some people came and they said, oh, okay, you are the first person we met in Goa who is pursuing a path of enlightenment and all that. And somehow for a little bit of time, it played on my mind that, oh, okay, that this is going to lead to something. But then eventually, with time, I realized that that was only for me to sort of, get into a grind and travel and do pilgrimage and do Girivalam every day, things like that. It just took me on an adventure, It's like the child, we say evening, today you go and buy fruits, vegetables, get good marks, we'll give you the chocolate when you come back. So life sort of, for some time, it sort of fascinated me, this idea. But then I realized, that all of this doing is not leading to anything. And that's what, and then I started meeting people in the same line of thought. So in Hampi, I met one master. He was from the Agori Guru. It was outside Hampi, and I met this boy who took me there. Outside this Hanuman temple in Hampi. There's a famous Hanuman temple. So I met him there, and he saw this ring. This ring, copper ring, is apparently from Isha Yoga. So this copper ring he saw, and he asked me, "Are you from Isha Yoga?" I said, "No, I have nothing to do with them. I've just got this ring from a friend." Oh, he said, okay. So are you on the spiritual path? Blah, blah, blah. He started talking. We sat by the river. Eventually he said, I'll take you to my guru. So that evening we didn't meet. Another day I went and I met his guru. And he was eating pan and all that. He couldn't speak English. He couldn't speak Hindi. I think he only spoke Kannada. So the rickshaw driver who was there, he translated some things. So I told him that, I'm on this path. I'm looking for something. I don't know what I'm looking for, but there is a sort of struggle going on. So he said to me, now you're how many days are you here in Hampi? So I said, I'm here for 2, 3 days, then I'll go to Tiruvannamalai. He said, yes, keep going on this journey. He said, before coming to this stage, even I traveled for 20 years, 5 times all over India. So he said, you will keep roaming, you will keep roaming, keep roaming, keep roaming. So I got a little upset, but actually there was a gap in translation, so I couldn't get the whole thing. But I understood that he said, you keep roaming, and then you come back to the center. You come to the center. So it's like you feel you don't feel you have stopped the spiritual journey. It feels like you have never started it. So there's no fatigue to the whole experience. So he said, you explore, and then you'll come back to the center. But there was another teacher, this Girdharji, who I met after 1 week or so, 1.5 week. And he said the same thing in a different way. He said, drop the seeking. Don't seek. He said, just enjoy whatever comes. My yoga comes, enjoy. Meditation comes, enjoy meditation. If you enjoy it, continue. If you don't enjoy it, drop it. Do something else. Whatever you want to do. Whatever comes, you do it. You enjoy it. And in life, he said, career, whatever comes, enjoy it. You want something better to enjoy that. And relationship, whatever you get, you enjoy. Whatever you get, you enjoy. You don't like it, get something you will enjoy. So he said, enjoy whatever comes along the way. And eventually things will drop off if they are meant to drop off. And what has to stay will stay. So he said that in a positive way. And then I met Krista in Goa, who's also a spiritual teacher from Sweden. And he told me the same thing. He said that drop the seeking means that you don't expect that your meditation and what you're doing is going to lead to some liberation or truth. But the truth is already with you. So that is what, the same message was told to me by 3 people in 3 different ways. And that's what Osho said. Rohan is a Osho enthusiast. So Osho, you're a sannyasi, Osho sannyasi?
Yeah.
Yeah, certified Osho. I was also certified, but not for long. I was certified. So,
But the part takes me everywhere. It doesn't. It's not only limited to Osho. It takes everywhere. Like
yeah.
wherever it takes. Like it's not fixed to only Osho. Now it can take me to Sadhguru also.
Yeah.
So wherever it's just the guiding principle, but it takes anywhere, wherever.
No, you just come for this meeting. Sunday meeting, you come. That's enough. So
have you done Samyama?
I'm going for it again.
No, forget about Sadhguru. Sadhguru has enough YouTube. Forget him. The earlier you forget Sadhguru, the faster you'll get to realization. Otherwise, you'll remain in his, chakra view. Because essentially, all spiritual organizations, one of my teacher used to say, are an asshole. They take you inside, but you'll never come out of it. So once it wears off, you need to drop these things.
But sometimes you need to go into it to come out also. Let's see. Everything has its place.
No, that's what I'm not saying it is bad or something. But the more you stay there, the more you stagnate. Because it's a comfort zone. You'll meet a girl, you'll get married. So there was a dancer who was my colleague. So she met her partner in Isha. So she was having a sort of love affair with this guy. So Sadhguru saw them and they were hanging out all the time. So he said, get married. And so they get married. 2 years they stayed in the ashram. She left all her dancing things. And then 2 years she stayed there and then they divorced and they left the ashram. So, The thing is, that's what I asked one of my teachers, who's a fakir. He was a fakir. He is a fakir. Uh, but I don't know where he is now because he doesn't have a phone and anything. And I tell him, क्या मैं आपके साथ आ सकता हूँ? Can I come with you? You know? So one person who is longing for truth is asking the guru, someone who is experienced on the path, can I come with you? I said. He said, he said to me, मैं आपके साथ क्या मैं आपके साथ आ सकता हूँ? That's what I said in Hindi. Can I come with you? He said, कोई किसी का साथ नहीं दे सकता. Nobody can accompany anyone. So that's what Rabindranath Tagore said, ekloy cholo re, ekloy cholo re. And Buddha used to say, charai veti, charai veti. So it's like, the path is alone in that sense.
Yeah.
So the organization is like, that's what another teacher who I met, he said, when the organization comes, the teaching is lost.
Yeah.
Because you're lost in that glamour. But yeah, if you're using the facilities, if you're, learning the techniques, using the facilities, it is like a tool. You keep it in your pocket, and then whenever you need, you can use that.
Exactly. That's the purpose which I also did, not to get stuck anywhere.
Yeah, because once you get, into that as a path, because the teaching is always one-on-one. That is what all the teachers who I met over the years, mystics who I met, healers who I met, sages who I met. And these are not people who are on YouTube or something. Some of them maybe one or two videos on YouTube. But otherwise, they are not like Sadhguru, pumping thousands into marketing on YouTube. No ads, nothing. So these people are very organic and they're happy by themselves. They have not created any organization around themselves. So those are the kind, like Ramana Maharshi. I think he knew only 100 people during his lifetime, Ramana Maharshi. And at a time, I think only 20, 25 used to stay in the ashram. That's what I heard from V. Ganeshan, who is the great grandson of Ramana Maharshi. Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
something.
So Shweta, go ahead. You can ask. You are Raksha's friend, Shweta? No.
No,
I knew another Shweta, but I don't think it's you.
no. Actually, yesterday only I saw this, so I'm new to. I have a question. Like, doesn't like awakening or Kundalini awakening or anything, does it disrupt 3D life? Like whatever is like normal, does it disrupt it?
No, we were not talking about Kundalini. Kundalini is a feature in your chakra system. So Kundalini is only an experience.
So if the awakening is happening, will it?
In your understanding, where does Kundalini awakening happen?
It's from the spine. From the spine, the coiled snake energy, it will just go to the 7 chakras and will reach the ground. This is what my
So
understanding.
the 7 chakras are not in the spine. If you ask any medical doctor,
No, like from there, like from spine to crown.
देखा भाई.
Solar plexus, sacral, and all.
Heart. So it is not in the spine. It is felt in the spine. Medically, if you open your spine, there are no chakras. There are plexuses where many nerves meet. That is there. But there are no chakras in the spine. And
so
also,
if these chakras are not opened properly, will it result in any kind of psychosis or something? If you are trying to awaken Kundalini?
No. See, first of all, understand what is a chakra. So that is the main thing. Once you understand what is a chakra, you will be able to understand what will happen if you do something to it. So first of all, chakra is not in the physical body. It is in the energetic body. Okay, so it is felt in certain area. That lower spine is the Muladhara. Then center of the chest, we feel the
Heart chakra,
Nahat chakra. So that is felt over there. But if you tell a doctor to do surgery and open, there is no chakra over there. It is felt over there. And one of the reasons it is felt over there, because there are many nerve junctions in those areas. That's why it is felt over there. But that is the physical body. But beyond the physical body, there is something called as an energetic body. There's a concept of energetic body. And what the chakra does is, so this is yogic concept. This is the concept of yoga, that your karma is there and your life is there, current life. So your karma, the chakra is the interface between your karma and your current life. So different karma you will experience through these different chakras. It's like the rainbow thing, you put light on one side in the prism and it comes in 7 colors. So your karma comes in, and based on that, the chakras will dish out what it is, what is the experience. So that is why the chakras, so what are you trying to do with the chakras?
See, what I'm trying is, I'm trying to open all the chakras. Okay.
For what? What is the purpose?
See, what I read was like when the Kundalini activates, it should flow through the chakras. Otherwise, if there is any
No,
blockages,
it should is come from the book.
it is a process.
No, that has come from the books. But what do you want from this whole thing? Like I go to a supermarket, just because someone has written over there, I don't buy things. I buy if I need it, right? Or someone writes there on that, lipstick, buy this for your girlfriend. I won't buy it. Maybe my girlfriend doesn't put lipstick. Why will I buy it? Just because it is written somewhere, why will I buy it? Right? Like Kechari Mudra, they cut this uh, joint of the tongue to the mouth. They cut it and they turn the tongue. Some people do it. So why they do it? Even taxi drivers used to do it in Bombay. But now it's also a more spiritual thing. Kechari Mudra, they do it so that there is a certain kind of energy flow when you can turn the tongue fully, like a snake's tongue. If you can turn it fully, touch it inside, it is going to lead to a certain kind of energy flow. It is written somewhere. But why will I do it? Just because it's written somewhere. So essentially, we have to start with what is our longing. And then from there, okay, some things will be means, some things will be tools. Then we bring in those tools. But just because someone has said Kundalini, aisa hota hai, vaisa hota hai, I don't think that's a good enough reason for me to put myself through any kind of torture, physical, mental. So depending on your longing, what you want in your life, maybe you want to solve a certain issue, maybe you want to solve something. Because products are there in the market. Supermarket, you will find Coca-Cola, you will find Lay's, you will find, So if I want to have a drink party, I will pick up Lay's, I will pick up Chakna for my party. And if I don't want to do that, I want to eat healthy, I'll go to the healthy food section, right? So it really depends on your longing. So first see what is my longing in all of this. And then you decide what product to use from the market. I'm not against the market, but essentially products sold, spiritual products sold will never give you anything. They will give you some experience, but they will not lead to the ultimate understanding or the oneness with God, which you already are, but you have not realized it. It's already there. Divinity is already inside you. But already inside you, you are that. And you are an expression of that. So in the play, Ram and Ravan, they play the role, Ram and Ravan, some actors. In the end, they go backstage and they have tea with each other. So they are playing a role, and then when they go back, they won't keep fighting. So this is the example I give. So really, it depends on what is your longing, what do you want from this practice, and what do you want from life in general. What is your direction? Maybe someone is very much in the direction of money, maybe in the direction of material work. So I won't tell them to do meditation or something. I'll give them stuff which is useful for their direction, right? Otherwise, it's not going to resonate with them. So it really depends on your longing in life. Then you pick up a practice. Then you do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So first ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So
I
anything
think
else?
Floyd, this is actually the key thing also to ask, also the whole point of everything. Actually, the point of all the spiritual practices and all the discussion and all, actually, I think through, at least for me, I can say, is the point of the whole journey is just to find fulfillment and to find happiness in the simplest sense. It's not more complex than that any longer for me, at least. It's not even about enlightenment. It's
Yeah.
to like, why do I want the truth? Even if I ask myself that, it is because it will make me feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Or what?
Let's ask Shweta. Shweta, what is it that you're looking for from this whole thing? Is it like for happiness or is it, you know?
Not exactly. Actually, I have, I mean, please don't mind me saying this. For me, I have everything. The thing is, like, I feel like, I have the urge to help people. People in the sense, see, when I see some people, I know I can help them and I can get them out of their misery in whatever way. But
Hmm.
sometimes I get it out whether I should help or not, to what extent I can help. See, money wise, okay, I can, but everybody I cannot keep on giving my money, right? So I need to draw the line where, right? So I feel this constant urge to help, like, to when people are just like running with the work and everything, like every day when I see people hustle bustle, I feel actually people can embrace the slow life. This much is not required. That much hustle bustle, taking stress and making so much things, it's not
Hey, so
required.
we are talking about you. What do you want?
Me, I'm not seeking. This is what I want. I just want to help people. Like, I just
No,
want
no,
to
that is about
tell
them.
people that, not to worry so much and, not to struggle so much, not to um, take everything so seriously and do things. That's what I just wanted to
Tell
help.
you, what do
That's it.
you want?
But this is what I want.
No, you can't control others. You want control over others. That's what you're saying?
I I I just feel like helping people. That's it. Nothing else. I don't need anything.
No, but helping means you should help them. No, help them means that you say that, okay, I'll put money in your bank account. You don't need to go in the local train and struggle for your work. So helping would be that. But if you're saying that I want to control, no, you should not run around and do things.
It's not that. I feel like, people like they should know, like, the slow life they can embrace.
Yeah, but
Then
that's
it's
what you have
to
to pay
them.
so that they can embrace a slow life.
Yeah, that too. Because, we too cannot help everyone like that. No, see, last time something
No, so that is
help.
about them. That's what I'm saying. So what is it about? So about charity, there's a simple sutra. It was given by Ramesh Balsekar. And I like Ramesh Balsekar's videos because he was a very intelligent master and he was not interested in creating an empire around his work. So it was very beautiful, his work. And he said something very beautiful. He said, if the cosmic wish or the divine law, cosmic law, whatever you used to call it, God's will, wants you to, if the God's will wants you to do something, it will anyway happen. If God's will wants you to do something, it will happen. So you cannot remove someone out of poverty. Like my mother, my mother's entire family was into charity. Her sister was in Missionaries of Charity, Mother Teresa's organization, all those sort of things. So her own cousin, one set of cousins, two cousins, her mother's cousin, and their children, they stopped living in the house. Somehow they lost money, something happened. One day, she was in the bus in Bombay. Are you from Bombay?
Bangalore.
Okay. So she was in the bus in Bombay. So she was local bus. She was looking outside the local bus. This must be in 60s, 70s, whatever. She was looking outside the local bus She saw these people, they were dirty, they were begging. They were missing all the time. They went somewhere and they disappeared. And they were begging over there. So my mother saw them, so she didn't directly approach. Then she came another day, again she saw them. And somehow after 2, 3 days, they approached them and told them, we'll take you home, we'll give you good clothes, we'll arrange for the education and all. And we took them to some temporary place so that they could, sort of get ready and all that. Within one day, they left.
Why?
They left. They didn't want to stay with anyone. They wanted to go back on the street and beg. So that is God's will, So that is what Ramesh Balsekar says. If it's God's will, that's why we did the first exercise. I don't know if you were there, but if you were there, we did an exercise where you see what happened in your day. And most of the things are not as per our plan. And very rarely they will happen as per our plan. Whatever we plan in the day, it doesn't happen exactly the way we plan. So it is God's will moving through us, So God's will, cosmic law, will decide whether you are meant to help someone. It will happen. They will come to your door or you'll see them somewhere at the traffic signal, you help them. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. And that is good. So, but yeah, and other people lifestyle, even I think many times that, city people, why they are living in such a polluted place. Like now you said Bangalore. So I'm thinking why you're staying in Bangalore in such a lot of pollution, in such a
Oh,
lot of
actually, I'm not staying. Actually, I'm not staying in Bangalore right now. I'm in Dubai.
Acha. So whatever. So I'm thinking, why are you in Dubai, such a big city, so crowded? Because my dad worked all his life in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So crowded, and it has no trees, it is a desert. So, we can always think that someone is in a bad spot. But there is something good in that bad for them, just like those family members of mine who became beggars. So it's like,
But also, thing, it's not only about money. It's not about only about money that we feel we need to help people. It's about the mindset also. See, when it comes, money we cannot say
no,
because
so do they come and ask for help or do they,
see,
you want
will
to?
think millionaires are struggling. Millionaires will think upper class is struggling. Upper class will think middle class is struggling. Middle class will think what people below borderline is struggling. But there is no money and age. All these are relative things, I guess. Like we cannot say which is good, which is bad, which is more, which is less. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so do they come and ask for help or you want to help?
No, they come and everyone asks me for help. So I cannot say no.
Yeah. So wherever you can help, the help will come through you. So this whole importance of I am the doer, I want to open my chakras, I want to help others. It doesn't work because this appearance, which is named as Shweta, it will, before 19, like I said for Anum, before 1947, and after, so and so, before the manufacturing date and expiry date, birth date and death date. Before and after, it is not there. So this is a temporary appearance. So what has made this appearance appear on earth will decide कि इसके साथ क्या होगा, what will happen. And it will bring those kind of thoughts, those kind of events, and set things in motion. So there is nothing the organism can do to change that. Because as I said, then you will ask the next question, is there free will? There is no free will because there is a will to feel good sometimes by doing certain things, but there is no free will because whatever you say free will is coming from your genetic conditioning, social conditioning. It's an action coming from that. So it is not free. It is a pre-programmed thing. And one feels this is free will that I'm helping someone, free will that I got married to someone, free will that I got money. It's not. So that's what Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani. If it was all about free will, Anil also would have, become the equivalent of that because they come from the same father, same conditioning. But they have a different destiny. So despite the conditioning, and then there are some tweaks in the conditioning. Both the elder son, younger son won't have the same conditioning. So if you really want to be happy, the best way is to accept the divine wish and walk as per that, you know. So that is what I understood from all the exploration that I've done. But then you have to see what works for you. I know you're not convinced with the answer because you want to buy products, you know, you want to do,
Actually,
you still want to do, the doer is very active. I did this, I did this, I did this, but that will not, you know, that will be very difficult because it becomes too much pressure.
no, I feel like, actually, I was thinking where to draw the line. This is what my thing is.
No, you cannot draw the line. It's not your choice. It's happening in your life, you know. Things are happening. So when they happen, you go along with that. Because this altruism and all these things, it ends with you, you know. When you leave this earth, it ends with you. So you can't really, you know, if something comes, you feel inspired, you do it, it's fine. But if you're struggling somewhere, struggle never indicates inspiration. If you're struggling that I should make this world different, I should change this, that's what Ramesh Balsekar said. This is God's word. God is perfect. He created the perfect world. I may think it is imperfect. That is my thinking. That is also given by him. That I think it is imperfect, so I make some changes. So it is all, you know, it's a play and we are playing a part. It's just that we don't realize that we are playing a part in the play. But there is no
Yeah.
expectation from you. Like the other day, my friend said, I have bad karma from dogs. So I said, why? He said, two pups came under my car and they died. Two times it has happened. And so I said, the bad karma should go to the PWD minister who makes the roads and the arrangement in the wrong way. That the, you know, he didn't run over them purposely. It just happened, you know, they came and the car went over them. It was not on purpose. It just happened. So I said, it's not bad karma. For you, it's bad karma for the PWD minister. And you think it is your bad karma because of false sense of authorship. False sense of authorship. You feel you are the author of your life. You did it, but actually you did not. It just happened. You didn't decide to run over those puppies. It happened. They came. You couldn't avoid. You couldn't apply the brakes. Over. Story. But this false sense of authorship we have, this is what Wayne Lickerman, he's another teacher of mine, he
Mm-hmm.
teaches this. He says false sense of authorship. We think we are written the book of our life.
Mm.
That's why we struggle. Oh, okay, so many poor people, global warming, this has happened, that has happened. And we lose all the innocence that we have, you know. Like look at Greta Thunberg. She's a young child, but she's like, you know, burdened by all the things of the world and it's over, you know, childhood is over. And better than that, I like the children who are playing on the streets in the villages in India. Maybe they have not eaten food, but they are more innocent. So yeah, so that do-gooder thing, you know, is very dangerous in spirituality. That I want to do good, I want to do good, because it implies the ego, that the ego wants to do good.
True. The spiritual ego also, that's also another thing, a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
So spiritual, moment you go to organizations, you'll have a spiritual ego. Because if people don't feel good about themselves, nobody is going to come to these spiritual organizations. So if they're given the insight in one session, so like last time there were different people on the Zoom session. So now they don't have to come back because they got the answers. The story is over. So that they cannot run an organization. We cannot have repeat clients. That's the whole idea here. Some people might come out of friendship or just to have this kind of satsang, you know. But that's what I'm saying, you know. So spiritual ego has to be maintained. You have to be made to feel good. Even in the hospital, you have to be made to feel good. So if you go to Fortis, if you go to any of the big hospitals, they'll give you chicken biryani, they'll serve alcohol to your attendants. All these things they will do. So it doesn't seem like a hospital, it seems more like a hotel. And people feel like staying more. So in COVID time, the five-star hotels were turned in some five-star hotels, three-star hotels were turned into hospitals. So instead of room boys and attendants, they had to keep nurses and doctors. And they ran it as a for a hospital. So it's something like that, you know. So people need comfort, people need the massage of the ego, then they keep going to that business, which in this case is a spiritual business. So, it's, yeah, I think it's okay. It's required for some people to learn certain techniques, to learn certain things, meet people, socialize. So it serves a lot of purpose in that sense, especially when people are in the early gen, 5 to 10 years of spiritual seeking. Once they cross 10 years, maybe the charm of spiritual organizations becomes much lesser if they have sincerely done sadhana and if they've been growing on their path. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you think about it,
I
Shweta.
think
We'll see. Yeah, what were you saying, Rohan?
I feel sadhana also has a. It's not only dude. I think sadhana also has a constructive purpose. It's not only the feeding the spiritual ego, in my understanding, at
No, no,
least
I
so
never.
far.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I just think sadhana does have definitely for the brain, for the body, for everything on various levels. It definitely, as you said, the truth is here, but to be able to perceive it clearer, sadhana does play, I think, some role.
Yeah, but that doesn't
So,
mean sadhana doesn't mean you have to create a spiritual organization.
yeah,
In a business,
yeah, for sure.
that's what I'm saying. So, but even if the business is there, it helps some people.
Yeah,
You know, it helps some people. So definitely it helps some people. So we can, but yeah, everything has to exist in the world, you know. Because then if we say spiritual organizations have to go, then they'll say why the underworld is there, why the parliament is there. These are more
yeah,
corrupt than us. So that kind of logic, but yeah, whatever has to come on your journey will come along the way.
yeah. Same. I
But
agree with that.
whole sense of authorship will create problems that I have to do something, you know. Like when I
Yeah,
entered Bhakti Marg, they told me, you know, you have to do so and so number of chanting in a day. And I was told a story of a man in Belgaum. He wakes up at 2 o'clock in the night, and till 8 o'clock he does chanting for the whole 6 hours sadhana every day. And he's above 70, 80. He's doing it for the last 20 years. So, you know, so this kind of extreme thing uh, is there, you know, like that go on doing sadhana. And maybe it's required for some people. But the only thing is the thinking behind it, the goal behind it. If you're just enjoying it, it's fine. But if you have
yeah.
goal that something should happen, my chakra should open, enlightenment should come, something should happen, then that goes against the very purpose of doing it.
The spontaneity, I think, is very helpful also. A little bit of, if you're doing it like that, kind of 2 o'clock, you're waking up 8 to 8, and this thing with that kind of like will, that is also pushing a little bit.
No, that's what,
Like
no?
the Bhakti Marg, the chanting is like a connection. No? For me, at least, when I chant, I think it's more of a connection and like a beautiful connection between the divine. If you do it like a ritual, then that's again, like a way, it becomes dry.
No, that's what. So even in Bhakti Marg, God doesn't want, you know, that you have to do something great for him.
Yeah.
It is that God only wants you, like one of my teacher, he's from the Nath Sampradaya. So he says God only wants you to look at him and smile. You know, you feel that connection. He wants my smile. And if I say thank you, that is also something very big. So that personal connection with the deity is very important when it comes to uh, Indian Bhakti Marg tradition, even Tantra, because Tantra also you need to connect with the deity. So you pick one deity and the deity will help you for
Yeah.
material things, for spiritual things, all this sort of thing. So it is like a, you know, divine help you have. So any other?
Lovely, Floyd. I will catch up again later. I have to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Not have to, I want to go for
Yeah,
a
so I
walk.
think everyone got bored. So we'll end this.
No, no, not. It was nice. It was nice hearing.
Because Anup also sent a message. Anything left, Anup? Anything you want to share? Have we done too much bashing of the spiritual organization?
No. I just have another call to attend. Otherwise, I would have
Yeah.
been in it. It's not boring. It's very, very interesting. So yeah. Thanks for today. Huh?
So we'll wind up now since everyone is leaving. So we'll meet next week, maybe next Sunday. Shall we do it, Anup, or give a break?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, good. Good. Because last time when we did it, Anup said, let's do it one more time. So we did it this time. So we'll also do it. Let's see. We'll have some more things. Also on the Clubhouse app and other things we'll do. Are you on Clubhouse, Rohan?
No.
Okay. So I'm just checking Clubhouse also. So thank you everyone for joining. Ratnam, Shweta, Anup, and of course Rohan. So
Yeah.
let's stay connected. And if you want
Yes.
to talk personally about some issues, which you can't discuss in public, then you can call me sometime. Just send me a WhatsApp and, call me. Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Thank you, Floyd.
See you.
See you soon. Bye. Bye. See you.